You think the Employee of the Month award means you're being recognized. You're not. You're being controlled. Every workplace has one. That plaque on the wall, that parking spot, that certificate with your name in Times New Roman. You watch people chase it. You've probably chased it yourself. Stayed late, skipped lunch, responded to emails at midnight. All for what? A photo in the break room and a handshake from someone who'll forget your name in 3 months. Here's what you tell yourself. Hard work gets noticed. Excellence gets rewarded. If I just do a little more, prove myself a little harder, I'll stand out. You see that award as validation, proof that you matter, proof that you're climbing. But let me show you what's actually happening. The system isn't designed to reward your best people. It's designed to squeeze more output from average ones. That award? It's not a trophy. It's a behavioral tool, a crumb. And you're performing tricks for it. Think about how it works. Every month, management picks someone. Not always the best performer. Not always the hardest worker. Often, it's whoever they need to motivate. The person who's been quiet lately. The one who might be looking elsewhere. The employee who's good enough to keep but not essential enough to actually invest in. They get the award. Everyone else gets the message. You could be next. That's the game. You're not competing against a standard. You're competing against each other for nothing. Because here's the truth about that award. It cost the company almost zero. A printed certificate. Maybe a gift card. $50 if you're lucky. But it generates thousands of dollars in extra effort, unpaid overtime, emotional investment, loyalty that isn't reciprocated. You work harder, you give more, and they pay you exactly the same. Meanwhile, the person who actually runs the department, who brings in clients, who keeps operations from collapsing, they don't get Employee of the Month. They get quiet raises, real equity, actual power, because they're not playing the visibility game. They're playing the leverage game. And management doesn't put leverage on a plaque. They keep it close. They keep it expensive. They keep it quiet. You're being taught to optimize for applause, while someone else optimizes for ownership. Let's go deeper. Why does this system exist at all? Because most organizations don't know how to measure real value. They can't quantify the person who prevents disasters, the one who keeps morale intact, the strategist who saves the company from a terrible decision in a meeting no one remembers. Real impact is invisible. It's complex. It doesn't fit on a scorecard. So instead they measure noise, attendance, enthusiasm, compliance, the appearance of effort. And that's what the award reinforces. Not competence, not results, participation. You think you're being celebrated. You're being trained. Trained to stay just hungry enough. To believe the system is fair, to think that if you keep performing, keep smiling, keep sacrificing, you'll eventually get what you deserve. But you won't, because the award isn't a stepping stone. It's a ceiling. It's where they put people they want to keep placated, not promoted. Now watch what happens when you win. You feel good for about a week, maybe 2. You get some comments from coworkers, half genuine, half resentful. Then nothing changes. Your salary doesn't move, your responsibilities don't expand, your title stays the same. But now you're expected to maintain that level of effort, because you've set a new baseline. You've shown them what you'll do for recognition alone, and they'll take it, every time. The people who don't win, they feel something else, not inspiration, resentment. They look at the winner and think, I worked just as hard, I stayed just as late. What did they do that I didn't? And that's the point. The award isn't just about rewarding one person, it's about destabilizing everyone else, making them question their worth, making them try harder next month. It creates a cycle of insecurity and overcompensation that benefits no one but the system. Here's the part that stings. You're not just competing for scraps. You're competing with people who should be your allies. The coworker who could teach you something. The peer who's dealing with the same structural problems you are. Instead of organizing, instead of building collective leverage, you're trying to outshine each other for a prize that doesn't move the needle on your actual life. And the really insidious part? The award makes you visible in all the wrong ways. It marks you as someone who responds to symbolic rewards, someone who'll trade hours for validation, someone who doesn't understand their own value. Management sees that, and they file it away. Because here's what they don't tell you. The people who make real moves don't wait for permission. They don't chase awards. They build skills that transfer, relationships that matter, leverage that's portable. They're not asking to be employee of the month. They're planning to be employed somewhere better, or to not be employed at all. The award is a mirror, and what it reflects isn't your value, it's your strategy. Are you optimizing for external validation or internal growth? For visibility or for capability? For being liked by a system or being valuable beyond it? Most people choose wrong. They spend years collecting certificates and missing opportunities. They become experts at performing competence instead of building it. And by the time they realize the difference, they've trained themselves into a corner. They're good at being rewarded, not at being essential. You want to know who never wins Employee of the Month? The person who's too important to spare for a photo op. The one who's in meetings that actually matter. The employee who's being quietly groomed for something real. They're not in the running, they're in a different game entirely. So what do? You stop performing for the plaque. You start building for portability. Every hour you spend chasing that award is an hour you're not spending on something that compounds. A skill, a certification, a side project, a network outside your building. Those things don't get you recognized this month. They get you options next year. You shift your identity. From employee trying to be noticed to professional building value. That's not semantics. It's a complete reframe of who you're working for, not them. You. And here's the shift. You don't need to quit. You don't need to rebel. You just stop optimizing for their scorecard. You do your job, you do it well. But you stop volunteering your nights and weekends for symbolic gestures. You stop measuring your worth by their rewards. You start measuring it by what you're becoming, what you're learning, what you're building that they can't take back. The award will keep existing. People will keep chasing it. Let them. You'll be doing something else. Something quiet. Something that doesn't photograph well. Something that makes you unavailable when they're handing out certificates. Because the real trap isn't working hard. It's working hard for the wrong scoreboard. The company's scoreboard is designed to keep you running. Your scoreboard should be designed to set you free. You don't need their Employee of the Month. You need to be the person they can't afford to lose. And those people don't get plaques. They get offers. The system doesn't reward your best work. It rewards your most visible compliance. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. Every award ceremony becomes a performance. Every announcement becomes a reminder, not of what you could win, but of what you've been distracted from building. The problem isn't that you wanted recognition. It's that you accepted their version of it. The problem isn't that you worked hard. It's that you worked hard in a game designed to keep you exactly where you are. The plaque on the wall isn't a celebration. It's a placeholder. For the person who's still convinced that loyalty to a system will be returned. It won't.